pistol to start things off, but there's a lot of those second, third rounds that started getting a little bit, you know, back and forth and a little bit all over the map. But this is going to be, again, like a very, very interesting way to look at it, because when you look at GODSENT historically, they have about, I think about a 67% win rate on Overpass.
Sorry, I actually called that wrong too. That's actually GODSENT taking that pistol. My bad.
Oh my, Jacob's lying to me. Jacob's lying.
HUD was lying to me as well, but we're finally into things here. Sorry about that, folks. And we do see GODSENT taking that first round. They will be on the CT side to start. And EG did get the bomb plant, which is probably why I was confused. We were dealing with the FPS bug, so everything was in 4 FPS for a moment there, but we're back to it. And we've got EG on some rifles, even despite losing that pistol. It came rather close. It was a 1v1 towards the end of it. And Dumao, great little peek out there, taking Stewie with some grenades in his hands. And that's certainly a great place to be in if you're GODSENT, considering the rifles and the weaponry that you're going to be dealing with here on a 4-spot up EG.
Yeah, and you can even see, like, EG, they're just creeping up, and they're going to be able to push into the B site pretty quickly, and Automatic is going to lead this, and he's got some good positioning. Spots the player going for the jump spot, but now look at this, he's just going to try to pounce. Man, Dumao finds him alive, so now start trying to see what else he can do. The bombs finally made its transition into the site, but they still haven't been able to get a clear site to get the plant down, and this is a good hold here from GODSENT already.
Yeah, I mean, did you talk about the map that they played against the now C9 roster on Overpass at all in the pre-show? So that is one thing to point out here as GODSENT clean up this round, is that, you know, relatively recently, like back in that was an EPL actually, that they took the map away from now Cloud9, if you missed that news. Cloud9 now being players, or players now being Cloud9, I suppose. But, you know, and they took that in a 16-13 fashion against, you know, Shiro, Hobbit, Axel, like, you know, top of tier 1 players. So this is a bit roster that they've been putting together and working on for quite a while. Taco building this project over time. I mean, you saw they used to be struggling, you know, in the depths of tier 2, and they're just starting to kind of get over that hump. So they've shown some great results on this map as Henny tries to take this fight out long. And it's going to be exciting to see, you know, how they rebound and if they can take this map and push themselves through this series to qualify for IEM Dallas.
Yeah, and GODSENT really do have a strong CT side, especially on this kind of a map too, but it's going to be latto that's able to find the first, and now it's a good smoke to just, again, push back any aggression. Automatic, man, he gets that deagle going. Saw a lot of that action yesterday from the Evil Geniuses. And it's still down to a 4-on-3, and Breezy, okay, he just misses it, but now the bombs drop Taco. I think he actually spotted it too.
Yeah. Breezy and Automatic. 2 deagles. 2v4. A chance here, but okay, does finish him off, but Taco is there to save the day and pick up the AK. Still 3 rounds. Nice and easy.
3 rounds is good.
Working their way through it bit by bit. EG now on a full rifle. Still have the utility to work with as well. Looking like they'll be going for, complete full set. We'll see what they've got in their pocket here. They were able to pull off quite a good overpass, but, you know, the real highlight of EG playing on this map yesterday against Carpe Diem was their CT side. So, you know, they really kind of got floored by Carpe Diem while they were on their T side. So it's going to be interesting to see as Dumao. What a great push-up. That is some amazing aggression, honestly. Henny not able to land the shot out towards long, but he does have latto to back him up.
Yeah, and that op still in play too, right? Dumao's got it. And look at Automatic, man, and Taco right on the other side of this. It's about who's going to be able to spot who, and Automatic gets the slight advantage of this. The Shadow gave it away too, so now Taco gets taken out, but look at Barton. He's going to still press on forward to get that trade, and he's going to be able to. Great effort here from GODSENT. This is a big pickup now. They put themselves back in the advantage, and this makes it even harder now for EG. And they only got 2 mollies here, Jacob, so they don't even have any smokes that they can go for a blockage. So these ops, they might be able to sing.
Oh, I just absolutely love those information plays too. Wow, Breezy getting that shot, and that opens up the B bomb site, because what GODSENT did there is they just removed all of EG's map control by taking that player connector. But here we are in the gunfight. Barton getting 2 off of the back of a beautiful flash from latto. Cirque's the only one who's able to respond. This does open him up for a moment to be able to get this bomb down, because he is protected on the backside of this. That nade's going to fall deep and shouldn't really do anything, and it doesn't. And now creeping up on the side, it's an easy pickup for latto. That'll be a single kill for him, but big player in that round being Barton and Dumao with that early push.
Really good retake situation here from GODSENT, and at least EG do get the bomb down, so it's going to help with their money bonus, and the op still is picked up here from Henny, so that's fine. And like we can see, EG now, they're going to be sitting at around the mid 4,000s, if not 5K, so they have plenty of funds that they can go back for another gun round and for this one. And GODSENT still in a pretty decent position. I mean, even now they're going to be able to still, again, like I said, that op being tossed around, this is perfect, because now Henny, he's kind of the new opera, I believe, on this team, and he's been able to do some pretty good things, and we'll have to see what he can do for this one.
Yeah, I still just really love the way that GODSENT played that last round. You know, the push to take away that connector control that scares EG out of connector, and then the kill, you know, and then the other kill out towards B was just perfect. And look at that, Henny pushed up. That is a little bit of a change of pace there. So they're not going for the same plays over and over again. They've changed their setup over towards the A bomb site, and latto's got all of this information. Does have to worry about an extra player coming on up, but an opportunity to catch them in the back. Gets the first, has to spin, and he cannot spin fast enough. Put himself into a little bit of an awkward timing, but is able to go 1 for 1. It's still an advantage for GODSENT in the situation, but at least a little bit of a recovery there.
Yeah, huge amount of play though, right? I mean, the fact that latto was even able to push up into mid and almost gets 1.5 kills, right? I mean, look at Cirque's HP, he's down to 22, and so now for EG, GODSENT have a really good read on this situation. You can already see there's 3 players that are stacked in this A site, just having the lurk of Barton just playing at B, and already Henny's locked and loaded. He's watching long where the other players just can commit towards Dice in the front. Now the execute's coming in, but Henny misses the shot. Henny misses it. He needs to hit that, and he doesn't find it at all. So now Evil Geniuses, they got themselves a slight opening, but they're going to have to clear out Truck, and Taco, he gets himself 1. Not able to get more than that, but Dumao, the young gun, he's still prevailing. He's still being a nuisance. Look at this. Oh, ring around the rosy, and Dumao finds it.
Yeah, I mean, they had a huge opportunity there, and that does take the AWP away from the CT side. So they've done a good amount of economic damage there, but you would have hoped that taking away that offer on long would have provided you with that opening to push out on the bomb site, but just not ready for the angle, and it's an easy cleanup for the likes of GODSENT. So heading into round number 6 here, and the CTs are starting to go a little bit low in their coffers. Barton still is pretty loaded up though, so they could maybe supplement some sort of buy going to next round if they do lose this one out. But they're just up against the pistols, so they do have a chance for their economy to recover.
Yeah, even Henny had about like 9K, so like you said, it affects the economy, but at least they have the funds to get that all back into play. But you don't want to waste all your money when you don't need to, right? And we saw EG, man, when you get those pistols out, I mean, they were still able to do some serious damage.
Okay.
And even Henny misses the shot, so now look, he has to fall back. He cannot keep pressing forward. It's just not worth it when you're going against these pistols.
Yeah, Tech 9 peak, you know, going for that Op v Tech 9 duel. Unfortunately, we did see the Tech 9 win that duel quite a bit yesterday, so I'm a little bit terrified to see what EG is able to pull out with these pistols, because Automatic has been an absolute demon, and so has Breezy. So working their way towards the A bomb site. Not sure how well this is going to work out if you're just going to run in the meat grinder. Stewie is able to get that immediate trade onto latto, but this should just be a cleanup for the likes of GODSENT, and it will be. Evil Geniuses will find themselves onto a purchase in this next round.
Yeah, and I'm curious, and I was wondering if Cirque was going to actually try to lock in the op, and it will be on the deck of cards here for Evil Geniuses. They're going to try to mix things up, but this is kind of what we talked about in the pre-show. I mean, GODSENT on this map, I mean, like we said, I mean, they've been able to, you know, do some pretty good damage against some good teams and players, or aka Cloud9 for anybody that doesn't know that now. But, you know, taking out a pretty big international roster like that with a pretty decent scoreline. It's a pretty good sight to see for a team like this. And he's going to take the shot, but he's going to have to fall. Oh, man, look at latto. Look at latto. This could be huge.
Oh, he's so close. The flash doesn't affect him at all. Can he get away from Cirque, though? Hunting him down. No, he can't. It's a 2-for-1. It's an okay trade if you're the, well, no, it's a disaster if you're the T side, if I should be saying, because latto did exactly what he needed to there. I think 2-for-1, you take that all day if you're GODSENT.
Yeah, especially for the CT side, so now they can just kind of turtle back up, right? They don't have to keep pushing forward.
Aggression.
Oh, this is what GODSENT do, though. Like, again, they just get so confident. No fear at all.
Well, they've heard that, though.
Oh, the Q, Taco! Okay, he's giving up his body, but... Well, now they know. At least one player's in connector, but... Bomb's still towards connector, too, Jacob, and Barton's actually holding a bit of an off angle from Sandbag. This is a good position because Automatic's going to creep on his right. Barton, if he gets the timing right, he might be able to find the bomb carrier. Gets the one, but gets immediately traded. That's huge. Good trade from Cirque.
Yeah, that's mega. Now smoked out of the bomb site here. This is going to be awkward. Both of them coming down from the A bomb site. The plant should go down. The utility is going to be huge, taking Cirque down to 31 HP. That'll be great for the retake. They only need to just tickle him with a gun in order to get that nice. Look at that. They even dropped the decoy in the smoke, but the boost is going to give away their position, and they'll know exactly where Henny's coming from here with this AK. Cirque on the 3K coming into this round, even despite the openers that GODSENT got, this is looking like it's going to be a round for EG as Henny has to save this AWP.
Despite GODSENT losing this round, I mean, there was so much good teamwork that came in, right? I mean, we talked about the molly and nade that was going against the planter, made Cirque down to 31. Then they even tried to go for the double boost to see what they could catch off guard, but unfortunately, GODSENT teammate did fall. I mean, he had the right aim. If he would have had a second more, he probably would have got that lineup for the kill with the AK, but with him dying, I mean, that made it even more detrimental for Henny. But EG finally get themselves on the board with their first round, and like you said, it came up to Cirque, man. He stepped it up quite a bit, and he was somebody we didn't get to talk too much about yesterday. It was a lot of, you know, the Stewie 2K show with Breezy. Yeah,
and I still want to highlight that decoy play with the smoke in heaven. I thought that was so smart. That was nice.
That was pretty sick.
I just love seeing little things like that, and see how this round plays out. There is a pretty good presence in connector from GODSENT right now, and right now, T side is leaning out towards Fountain, towards Playground. Looking for Rush's body here in connector. He's just tucked in. Rush isn't taking too many he isn't taking too many risks here. They just try to get some information on where these CTs are playing at, because they're trying to figure out, you know, what setup are we going up against here? Because with the way that GODSENT plays, if you play right into their setup, you're screwed. So you have to really find a way to work around it, gather that information. A little bit of damage traded between Automatic and Taco. I'm not quite sure. I think that was through, yeah, that was through water there, but you have to be really careful with the way that you gather information against this team, because, you know, you can make some pretty big mistakes. They've got 3 players in connector right now.
Yeah, and Stewie's above, so Stewie could try to find something here. But Henny now has changed his crosshair. Oh, and he heard the scope. There's no, for sure he heard this, so he knows one player is close by, but he hasn't been able to see the cross yet. It's just underneath, and now Rush is making all the noise in the world. Now, GODSENT, they have all this information. This could be big. Henny might be able to find the opportunity where he can just kibosh it. There you go. He's able to find the one now, becoming more of a nuisance. That's all they need to do. And look at this. It's already starting to crumble. EG, though, they get a response back. That's huge with 3. That's a big site opening now.
That's huge. I think they just lost that round off of the back of Demau not aggressing or back around. But okay, still catching a player out long. His presence stays unknown throughout that whole time, so maybe the long play works out for Demau. He has to be careful to clear Rush here, and he does. Sees him. Cirque now has to fight this one through bathrooms. Both of the players from GODSENT are in positions that he can defend against, but timing is perfect. Cirque falling off the back. Demau, no utility except for this flash to work with. He can't smoke this bomb off. Cirque knows it, takes the shot, and that will be a second round for EG. Wow, what a setup. I can't believe the way that played out.
It looks so good. I mean, Henny, honestly, he played that the best way he could. He was just playing in connector. He was being that bait. He was kind of that little itch, right? EG's like, ah, crap, we got to worry about this guy now. Then they just put all the pressure in the site, but I don't know what happened. I mean, they had 2 players in there from GODSENT, but they weren't able to get those trades. But that was both Breeze and also Rush, I believe, that were able to get those openers, which kind of like opened the door for them. And that was just chaotic. I mean, and then you had the backstab of Dumal from long, and oh man, it was a roller coaster.
Yeah, that was a mess. I am a huge play for Cirque though to kind of pull that round together after those entries kind of worked out. It's just, you know, they managed to beat their way into the bomb site, but I think, you know, I think GODSENT may have had an opportunity to win that round if, you know, if Dumal had kind of found his way around the back into through Fountain in order to get those kills of the players just towards top stairs. And unfortunately, this does relegate them down to just an op and a couple of pistols here. So Stewie with the MAC-10 to farm up some cash. He's got the confidence for it. They're going to be fighting up against the beautiful utility stack, and Barton's going to be the one to finish off the kill. Now going for the boost. Can't quite land it. Damage is dropped onto Rush, but that's about all they'll get for their troubles there. That combination there could have just turned disastrous for EG.
And that's the utility work we talked about. Yeah, look at this. No fear in the world but Rush. Oh, man. Oh.
It does finally cost them.
I mean, I love the re-aggression, and they're trying to switch things up for GODSENT. Tim should be able to clear this. Oh, look at it. Oh, my gosh.
Okay. For a second there, I thought he was going to look away from it.
So did I.
Flash. K-Automatic. He's been sharp. That's like one thing I've noticed about this EG squad is he has been just such a sharp rifler. He seems like he's coming back to form. However, put down by Henny. Only 2 players here defending this bomb site, 2 players remaining in the round for GODSENT. That bomb plant's going to go down. It's kind of unsupported at the moment, so an opportunity for latto, and he does great damage on the Rush as well. But Henny on the op, that damage could mean very much nothing. 1 versus 2, the smoke for short. Henny does not have any clue where they could be on this bomb site, so he has to respect this smoke. And Breezy and Rush just going to play double towards Monster, and I think he's going to give up this round in favor of holding on to the op for the next round.
Yeah, and it's just not worth it, right? I mean, he's got that investment. The money's not looking great here for GODSENT, but... And that's the thing, too. When you're in these clutch situations, you're op, you get the one shot, and you get such a long reload time that you know, going for that fight again, especially when they're both playing together like that, they were in that situation where they were going for the immediate trade, so... Right call here from GODSENT to save the op, and EG now are climbing their way back in this thing here, Jacob, and like I said, the money is, it's shambles for GODSENT, but we're going to see another timeout being used from EG, but just something we didn't see a lot of yesterday if anybody was tuning in, and they only started using their timeouts on the last map, but now they've kind of woken up and they're realizing, hey, we should probably talk a little bit more about tactics.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you'd imagine that they would want to use their coach Malik, you know, as much as they can. I mean, he's going to be such a crucial part to this team building itself back up, you know, because they've got to get back into the meta, right? Like, you know, Automatic and the likes of Stewie and Rush, like all these players, even Cirque and Breezy, like, you know, they've been playing at such a kind of reduced level over the course of the pandemic that, and, you know, an Automatic even just coming back from another game entirely, it's huge to make sure that everybody gets on the same page and is able to compete at the upper level of Counter-Strike. And Malik's going to be a huge component of that. So it's nice to see them utilizing him in order to make that happen. It looks like they're going to be going for the triple boost here. We've seen this a lot from GODSENT.
Yeah, they do this a lot. Yes, they do. But it's good, right? I mean, they're on the save. They got the deagle for Dumal. You got your sharpshooter, the young buck. He's sitting at 11 kills too, and latto right behind him with 10. But it's a little bit of a misread here from GODSENT. I mean, they're putting a lot of their eggs in this B basket. Going to just vacate the A site for now, but that's kind of what you need to do, right? On these kind of eco rounds, you got to mix things up and try to go for a stack, but that's the risk, right?
Yeah, and surely, well, now they've heard Rush. I was going to say, you know, they've heard him jumping around with the footsteps, and surely that'll kind of give them an idea that it might be a good idea to stay around towards this B bomb site. They are going to abandon the boost, leaving Henny alone, and they're going to rotate 3 players back up towards the A bomb site, figuring that there might be some players over towards here. And Stewie and the rest of EG have not gotten this information on the bomb site yet, so there's a chance here. But Automatic pushing his way out on the B bomb site. This timing is just unbelievable. No way.
Oh man, he's been able to get himself in the site too.
This is
No.
oh
this
no.
is- oh, you hate to see it. GODSENT had the right idea before, and then now, oh, it's just been flipped all the way around, man. And now EG, they got the banner all over this site, and now it's just becoming a bit of a
perfect
mop-up.
molly.
Henny, he's roasted. Oh, and they lose the op. Stewie's still pressing forward. They're still trying to preserve this thing. The holy dragon lore op to keep it alive, and now they gotta start retreating. Dumao, he's just gonna put on the Nikes. He's gotta go.
Yeah, I can't believe that they got just completely debated. They had an opportunity there, and Rush is even going to catch the op out, so Barton has to try and recover this, but he's got to get an op that's out in the open versus Breezy coming out from long, and EG are just going to take everything away. Now, that won't matter too much going into the next round. They might have to stretch to buy an op, so really they get hurt in utility here, and, you know, we will see it come out from Henny. He's going to buy all the way down, just a flashbang in his hands and some armor, but EG climbing their way back into this one.
Yeah,
Better
it started off
T-side than we saw yesterday.
definitely a lot. Yeah, and I'm glad you said it because I was gonna say this is a way better T side from EG than what we saw yesterday. They really started struggling, and we talked a lot about them putting the old faithful on CT. But now GODSENT mixing it up again, right? We talked a lot about them playing different compositions. They've now moved players around. They put up more of a stack towards long A. Barton now playing towards in a big mouth. He's just kind of waiting things out. Whereas it was Taco before, so
Gotta be careful
I like the
using
switch
that
up.
A4 though. You know, spraying through the smoke. You're not playing with an A1S. They can trace that back right to your head. So this is what the one disadvantage. It's kind of the brawler A4. Surely see those shadows through the smoke, and he will get one for his trouble. The nade on the Rush doing a little bit of damage, but the flashbang is perfect, but Rush isn't able to get fully out. And look at this. This is pretty much just a meat grinder. Stewie able to get one before he's traded out, but Taco playing big right now. Cirque does get one response, but that's all he gets. GODSENT, okay, back into the money, back into the rounds.
And what we're seeing too is like EG, honestly, Cirque, he's doing a lot more work with that op than what we saw yesterday, whereas GODSENT, honestly, we haven't seen too much action from Henny yet. I mean, he got like the odd couple kills on the eco rounds, but when it comes down to these gun rounds, we just haven't been able to see that full utilization of the AWP, so that's a big ticket here for GODSENT. That's what they really relied on before too, is having a strong opper, and I know Dumao likes to pick it up once in a while as well, but we'll have to see if that's going to be a switch up too.
Yeah, that's for sure. See what he's gonna do here. He's playing around the edge of the smoke here. Rush, EG's been good about clearing these in the past, but it looks like he's gonna get out of dodge before things get too hairy. That nade should be not as big as I thought. Stewie only taking about 20 damage off the back of that. And that's a great little jump spot there. I think he only sees one though.
Yeah, it was only one he found, I think. So Stewie's been able to tuck his way under this. I think that was automatic he spotted.
Yeah, look at
Oh,
that.
look
They're
at
going to
his
go for a
taco.
double push here. This could be catastrophic. But,
Oh my goodness, for Taco though, he makes it huge. So now they can fall back, right? They get that first duel. Now they can just turtle back into the site, making it a little bit more difficult here for EG. I mean, they take down Stewie, and he hasn't been able to show his full form yet in this first map, but that's still a good start that GODSENT need.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, Stewie just kind of suffered on the reaction times there, but not careful about the possibility of somebody being in Monster, and that will be a free kill handed on over to the T side. 4-on-4. Still a little bit of a weapon advantage here for EG, and they do have utility enough to make and execute work in the most bare bones sense of it. GODSENT does have a Molotov to work with at the very least, so they could try to deny a plant. Just a matter, here they go out onto the B bomb site. Dumao gonna drop this flash in. This should be perfect for them to deny. Taco can't find him in the smoke and caught from the side of the head. It will be Dumao eventually finding the trade. Cirque can't find his head, but does 3-on-2. And once again, Henny and Dumao stuck towards the back of this bomb site. And the question is, are they gonna go for it?
Yeah, they got one flash, one piece of utility to get themselves some kind of an opening too. I don't know if they're going to try to go for this. It seems like when they're in these clutch situations, especially with the op being put into play, they don't want to risk that investment. Going to be a bit more conservative for it. So Henny's just going to see what he can find, an exit kill. It's going to be important if he can get it. He does. So Breezy's taken down, full face of lead, and now EG have gotten themselves a 5th round, Jacob, and this is a lot closer than what I was expecting, especially with GODSENT on their CT.
Yeah, Les, I agree. I think, I mean, GODSENT's been doing pretty good to kind of get the rounds that they need to, but it kind of has been the Henny save show. And EG has really kind of started to show up here after that initial, what was that, 4-0, 5-0 that we saw at the beginning there. So we are starting to see EG kind of come into their form. This happened a little bit towards the end of the Carpe Diem game, even when they were on their T side still. So EG kind of still following the same form, but it's just kind of interesting because we're coming into this and this is their map pick. So clearly they felt confident enough on this one to pick it into GODSENT. This is interesting. Dumau's playing a really weird angle here in connector. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody play that because you got your foot hanging out on one side and you will fall off of the back of it. And look at this, they've gotten pretty good water control, and they're actually gonna... GODSENT not holding on to it, though. They're just kind of running around. They've been taking so much map control and then just kind of flowing in and out of it, so they do fully take this, and they got to worry about connector, because that is fully and firmly in the hands of evil geniuses. Question is if anybody wins the smoke spray war.
Yeah. Now that Kenny is pushed up, like you said, he won't be able to find anybody. Rushes right on the left-hand side of this. Be a good kill. Oh, he's made a bit of a noise. I think Rush might have heard it, but it gives the shoulder, and Henny gets the land, makes the connect. But now EG, time's ticking. They got about 37 seconds left. They got to commit to this site, and look at GODSENT. They already have the rotate coming in. They got in their positioning.
Only
They're
pistols
in this
here,
site.
though.
But it is only pistols. Yeah, exactly.
Making its way up. Henny has an opportunity. That flashbang denying, just giving them just enough time to get in towards truck, and that's going to be perfect. Buying just enough time. The question is if he can land the next shot. And what is Cirque doing? Just standing out in the open. Breezy is going to be able to get the next one, but look at this. It's just one after another. Only 10 seconds left on the clock. Automatic, you have to save this rifle.
And that's the problem when you run a low right on the clock. We saw that yesterday. It wasn't as low as before, but when you're going into a site like that in A, there's so many tight corridors that you gotta get clear, and that's where the pistols, they're gonna sing. They're gonna thrive, man.
Yeah, I really don't know how EG kind of falls off the back of that one. They just basically let Henny have their way with them. Ooh, and look at this. Double op coming out from the GODSENT side. Latto is going to be picking that one up. He will be taking the secondary for this, which is an interesting purchase up against what is essentially an EG force buy. So I don't know if they, you know, kind of misread the economic situation or if they really just feel that confident with the op. And Henny gonna be missing that first shot, so not really working out too well, but the horizontal tracking for Dumau finally works out on the last bullet there, and automatic cleared out of the round. This is an AK, I believe, that he dropped too.
Yeah, should have been an AK, so it will be picked up from Stewie. So put back into the field of play here for EG. Oh, they might try to go for the boost. Oh.
Ooh, late round. You gotta love this. It's just an information play. That's actually brilliant.
Because Barton now can push out. Look at that. That's a big impact kill. He's got the bomb down too.
Man, that was so smart. You know, because you figure, you know, if they're going to go for that peek, you know, like, because it's such a safe spot to do an information peek because nobody's holding that late into the round. And Breezy does see the shoulder of Latto, but realizes it just slightly too late, giving him a moment to respond and react. 2 on 5, and this has just been a mess for EG.
Even though it was a light round from EG, I do agree with you though, like this has just been a mess. Like, I mean, GODSENT though, you can't take it away from them. Like, again, getting late information peaks, different off angles, just mixing up the playbook over and over again. Even these like basic little things, I know people might not think it's that big of a deal, but it is. Like getting that information, allow Barton to push through Big Mouth, get that kill, get the bomb down, which then makes it even more catastrophic for EG, and AK's not even going to be saved either.
Yeah, because I mean, it's just perfect timing. And I think at a base level, a lot of, you know, players, even with a couple thousand hours, don't really understand how important it is and how hard it is to hit timings like that in the way that they are. right? Because it's so difficult to coordinate that, you know, because you have to be prepped for it. So setting up the timing for that and just executing on it perfectly. I was worried about the double off buy into what it was essentially a force/eco, and now they're going to have to do double off against eco once again. But you know, it worked out last round, and they didn't lose a single player. So props to them.
It's back to a full just Tech 9 save here from EG. A bit of a light armor with some utility that's going to be available in the pocket. Now they're just going to have the commit through middle, so they're just going to abandon the B plan for now. Going to be able to try to clear out what they can, and even GODSENT, they're playing this right. They're not playing up close and personal with those AWPs like we talked about, and a little bit worrisome, but now they're just going to rush out of the washroom. They're going to see what they can do. Henny misses the first shot, but it's latto to help them out in the background here, and they're looking for a little bit more. It's the op show. They're just starting to light up, man. It's just left, right, and center. It's GODSENT all over the map, and they're able to get themselves a 10-5, and we're going to take a short break for the second half.
Hello everybody, we're back with half number 2 of GODSENT versus Evil Geniuses. This is map 1, we're on Overpass. I'm joined by Laz, and we are here with the IEM Dallas 2022 closed qualifiers, and GODSENT has been running away with this first half. Now swapping over to the T side. Evil Geniuses, they showed their true colors here on the CT side yesterday up against Carpe Diem, but it's a matter of whether or not they can make that happen here rolling into half number 2. Can EG recover and find themselves into this? Barton already found his way into the bomb site. However, they've been playing out of water here from Evil Geniuses, so surely something gets found here. Barton will get that information, even gets the dink, but Breezy fast on the response. And this should trigger GODSENT to go back up towards the A bomb site. 2 players here, so this should be manageable to deal with. 4 on 2, and Rush getting his head pulled off. Automatic can't quite find the response. latto finds both of those somehow, and now coming to the rescue, Stewie, Cirque, and Breezy are going to try and fight their way all up from garage. They have not split up at all, and they're just going to try and take this fight down to the last man. 2 on 4. Not a lot of HP to be working with here.
Yeah, now it's all just down to Cirque by himself. The USP, nice little one shot. Okay, but nope. Nothing else than that.
Nope.
GODSENT get themselves a another pistol round, and it's going to be 2 in a row that they've been able to take away from this. So we'll see. 11-5, and I'm curious on the purchase that they're going to go for. It does look like the AK with a little bit of mixture with the MAC-10s to get those money makers. And now EG, I mean, down this many rounds, I mean, there you go. I was going to say Cirque should get that scout. And we got some deagles, and like you said yesterday, Automatic and Breezy were really starting to put on a bit of a show with just deags, man. That was a little dangerous.
Yeah, I don't recall. Did Carpe Diem take the first pistol? I believe they did, didn't they? On the second pistol on Overpass.
I believe it was the second pistol, yeah.
Yeah, so EG are familiar with going down, into half number 2, but it wasn't quite this rough. It wasn't 10-5 fashion. I believe it was a 9-6, so they still had a little bit to claw back here. We're talking, 1 or 2 rounds here, but that makes a big difference mentally, especially when you're trying to claw back, and especially after you lose the pistol and all you've got to work with are some more pistols of yourself going into round number 17.
Double stack on towards long too, right? So now Cirque, he's fully blind. That's a good flash that comes in for GODSENT. Now pushing back Cirque, so he doesn't have the high ground. He actually does make a shot, doesn't make any damage. And there you go, finds Latto's head. He's taken down, he's hit the grave. So EG now get themselves a opening advantage. So we lose one of the weapons here from GODSENT. Oh no, but oh no! A little bit of a Bambi movement from Barton and just gets themselves one, and there's Henny with another.
Yeah, okay, that's a pretty easy way to clean it up. You get that first kill, then there may be a little bit of a moral victory there, but, these should be cleaned up pretty quickly. Martin and Henny are going to make sure that happens. There is a dink that gets landed out, but it's just Breezy, last alive, sitting in connector, trying to maybe recover some sort of gun or anything. That might be the best case scenario coming out this round for EG.
Yeah, and for Breezy too, right? I mean, he's got a kit and armor and a smoke, so there's lots of money that he's got on him. So that's why we're just gonna get a little bit of the old knife inspect. Not a bad one, pretty nice.
I do quite enjoy those knives, but I've never.
That's a Talon, right?
Yeah, I've never really been like, it kind of feels like, it's kind of just like a slightly less clean karambit. I don't know if that's a hot take or not.
People are gonna hate us for that
probably. I mean, I don't know. I'm a.
How dare you,
I'm
Jacob?
a bayonet user. I'm a dirty bayonet user. I love how those things look. Not the M9 though. I don't like the M9.
Oh, Jacob, you're just digging the hole deeper.
I know.
And deeper now.
Everybody's gonna be like, who is this guy? This guy is out here.
Twitch chat's just gonna lose it. They're gonna hate us. They're gonna hate it, and they're gonna lose it.
What are you running?
Yeah. Send us your list now of your inventory.
Oh no, Laz, I want to know what you're running.
Ooh, I'm running the stiletto, and I'm running the skeleton knife. And personally, I'm a big skeleton knife guy, and I know a lot of people are like really hit and miss, but man, it's kind of cheeky.
It is. I really do like that one, especially post like right after an op shot, nice and clean. Love to see it. Those things are ungodly expensive though.
Yeah.
That is kind of the only downside, but otherwise it looks clean. It's basically like if you're going for the premium knives, I feel like that's pretty much what you want right next to like a butterfly or something.
Very true.
Keeping it slow here. GODSENT maybe gonna land something on a Breeze. I don't really know how he did like 4 damage there with an AK, but it's clearly tagging him through the wall. They're set up towards long here. This is a 3-man setup. Make that 4 as we get to see Stewie also make his way out there. They are going to lose Breezy, though. And they're pretty much just going to walk right into the Krieg of Latto. Interesting to see the Krieg come out. I actually didn't notice that right up until now because they're too busy talking about skins, but should be a
He's
pretty
gonna
easy
make himself
cleanup.
a quad, too.
Oh
my goodness, it's a little dicey, man. Okay.
You get
Stewie
away
picks
with
it
this.
up.
We can get away with it.
I don't think he will, man. Look at Stewie. He's just getting bombarded here by GODSENT players.
Yeah.
If he can get another kill, that'd be big, but nah. I mean,
we're no longer in the days where, the Krieg was, that gun that you didn't buy because if you handed it over to the CT side, it would be the end of the game, but...
oh, man. The old days. The old days.
But...
thank goodness.
On the 13, a little bit of a gamble on the pistol. I respect it. I always respect the pistol gambles because, that's at least you're giving it a try because you really don't have that feasible of an opportunity to kind of take those pistol rounds if you're dealing with USPs, unless you hit some crazy double tap bogus. But now taking Rush out early is going to hurt.
Yeah, Rush getting taken on this early on, especially on the CT side now, right? You got to change the positioning here for the defense, and you can see it's a little bit more scattered. Could have been an interesting setup inside a washroom.
Do we miss a 5-man boost?
Let's not talk about it, Jacob. We might have.
He died in heaven.
Oh my god. Not like this.
Oh no, that's so unfortunate.
Well, what else is unfortunate is that Duma gets taken out, but Barton right there, helping hand. But now there's another one coming in. Stewie 2K not able to get a kill. It's pushed back now, and Henny's just waiting. He's got a full read on Breezy, but oh my gosh. Good shot coming in. Now a 2v3, making a 2v2, and now Breezy's really starting to come alive.
He's made some big moments in the last couple of days here, and they're going to trade out. This is really interesting. Holding on to the Krieg in lieu of the AWP. It's going to be a 2-on-2 executed into this bomb site. Only one player here, that being Breezy, but he is the man to be afraid of coming into this round. And look at that. He's wrapping all the way behind them. He's going through water. Take a look at the radar here, and we'll see it here as Breezy making his way around. He can shut this down right here, and he will. Breezy with the 4K in the round to put EG onto a 6th.
Yeah, we definitely can't ignore the individual prowess from Breezy, but EG's going to need to do a lot more than that if they want to get themselves back in this game. But really good effort from Breezy. We talked a lot about him in the pre-show. He was one of the players that really impressed us, that he was able to finally get himself back into a pretty good fighting form. There's been a lot about him and I think Cirque, you know, needing to pick up the stocks a little bit and get some work done. And they finally do, and now it's a 13-6, and GODSENT once again back on the guns here, Jacob, and the op's going to be available for him. Ooh, okay, he's dancing with a little bit of fire, but that's fine, and we can even see GODSENT actually. They're putting a lot of this pressure towards Big Mouth.
No.
Look at that nade damage, like just Stewie 2K doesn't even see anybody, and he's down to 31.
Yeah, he was just hanging out by barrels, and the dude just got absolutely smacked down to 31 HP. GODSENT's utility has been so much better than EG. I mean, we saw it too with Carpe Diem. I feel like we really have seen kind of lackluster utility. It hasn't been that creative from EG. And I think that's why we see them playing on some of these more technical maps and kind of losing a lot of these fights, right? Like, they might be sharp individually, but if you can't set yourself up in the position to succeed, then you're not going to succeed, especially against a team like GODSENT, who are pulling out all the stops to be creative with the way that they play.
Yeah, even just doing a nice little run boost too to just clear up long A. But Cirque's actually on the side of Washroom, so we're gonna see what he can find. Automatic just playing a divider. This might be the player giving his shoulder, but look at latto, man. Even though he doesn't get taken out, he does a little bit of damage. Automatic, I don't know if he spotted the foot there. Would have been really close. That smoke might have just blocked it. Dumal gets a saving grace here. But look at the noise cues. So now he's aware of this, but the bomb is now making its advancement towards the B site, and Breezy's been able to get some information, gets a smoke to block this off, and now the XU's coming in, but Barton does one better.
This Molly, though, that was their own T-side Molly. A little bit rough, and Stewie is going to be able to find one with the AWP. He is on the secondary for this round, now primary, considering that...
9 seconds.
Actually, he is just primarying over Cirque right now, which is a little bit weird. He's boosted up, trying to find something with this bomb plant, and look at that. latto just out in the open. Doesn't seem at first, but Cirque is able to remove him from this round, and Stewie even hitting the wall bang on a Henny. It doesn't do enough damage to prevent him from getting another kill, however. In this round, it's getting really dicey, especially when you're clearing out the side and you let Henny get another. 14 rounds. That's you're getting into map territory there, and we just haven't seen EG step up to meet the challenge.
All right, hold up. I gotta ask. So Stewie goes for the wall bang onto Henny, and with an op through the wall, he does 10 damage?
Yeah.
Henny was at 16, went down to 6. I don't even understand that.
Unlucko.
Like, Stewie got robbed, and Henny got the kill after too.
We got 2 kills after.
Like that shouldn't happen.
Yeah,
I watched him like, oh, Henny's dead for sure, and I'm like, wait, that did like no damage.
Survived that. Yeah, no, that's unfortunate. You got CSGO it a little bit, but it's pretty thick. I believe that's a giant thing of wood. I think that's a giant thing. We'll see it in a moment here as Taco rounds the corner. Okay, Breezy making things interesting.
Oh.
That's a 2K, and now an AK into his hands. Can't find the next one onto Dumal, however. And Cirque just running around with the USB. Can't really recover anything else out of the round. Dumal cleaning up some more, and it's just automatic left with the scout.
There you go. There you have it.
It is a thing
GODSENT.
of boards.
It is a thing of boards. I don't get it. That's fine. I'll move past it. Oh, my sword was later. But it's a match and map point here, or map point I should say, sorry, here for GODSENT, and it was looking a little bit like EG were making themselves some good strides here on the first half, but ever since they've been on the CT side is what I was talking about. I mean, it's kind of a flip of the script. It's not even really the same case anymore.
Yeah, I mean, this is EG's map pick, and they have not been able to find a response. This was their good side from the last matchup against Carpe Diem, and they've just been absolutely floored by GODSENT. No answers outside of a couple of individual plays from players like Breezy, and he's able to get one, but running out on the site, latto just absolutely annihilates Stewie. Breezy now getting taken out by all sides. latto finds the next kill. They're just in full emergency rotate mode. This is their last opportunity. Rush missing a chance, but Barton's in a perfect spot to prevent this push out, and he could just put an end to things right here, right now. Just a matter of time. Oh, missing the first spray. Henny going down to automatic as well, but it looks like they've got a handle on these players coming from connector. Mal fishes him off. Automatic 1 versus 3, landing the damage onto Barton. Suddenly it's possible. He's been absent for most of this match, but now he has an opportunity. 1v1 against latto. It would be a 4K to put this one away, but latto on the swing. 16-6. GODSENT win map 1. We'll see you on the next one after this break.